Hey folks, welcome back to the Rock and Sea Homestead. My name is Lance, and this is our 5th video on Chicken 101, how to get started with chickens. And of course I'm sitting here with the goats over here, but the chickens are just right over there. But the goats just need some lovin's, and I don't have enough arms for them. In this video, we're going to talk about how to get through the seasons with your chickens. So really when it comes to managing your flock through the different seasons, really the main two that you have to really worry about is the extreme cold and the extreme warm. And here in Oklahoma, we probably have a lot more of the extreme hot than we do the extreme cold. But let's start talking about winter, since we're just about to come out of that here in Oklahoma. You know, we had some pretty chilly temperatures this year for Oklahoma. Not long term, you know, it'd be like 8 degrees or 19 degrees for a couple days, then warm back up to 40s and 50s. And even this last week, we had a low of 8 degrees and a high of 70 degrees in the same week. So, I mean, go figure that, right? So a couple things that you need to be concerned with, especially when it comes to the coops themselves. So depending on what style of coop you have, these buildings were already here when we moved in. So we just kind of redid them a little bit and modified them. So when you think about it, one of the things that you do need is you need ventilation, but you don't need drafts on the chickens, especially in the winter time. During the summertime, it's a little different, but really in the winter, that cold draft can really hurt your chickens, can cause them to get ill, and the ultimate, unfortunately, it could even kill them. But a couple things that we have going for us in here, like on this door, this window will come out. So in the wintertime, of course, it stays closed, or if we know there's going to be a bad storm and it's going to rain a lot, see, it just comes straight out. And then we have a lot more ventilation. But in the wintertime, we do keep it closed. So when it comes to food and water, there's a variety of different methods that you can use. We use a little bit of everything. I know one of the things our chickens really love is we have these little flat pans that we fill with water, and every morning we'll come out here with warm water, break up any ice that may be on it during winter, fill that up, and then they're good to go. Now if it's super cold, you may have to come back out once or twice a day to do that, depending on what's going on with them or how cold a temperature you live in. Here in Oklahoma, usually twice a day is all that we need, so we're usually pretty good in that aspect. Once in the morning, once at night, and you're good to go. Now we also do have some of these heated waterers. You just fill it up, plug it in if you have electricity. This building does have electricity, and they just come in here and peck that little nipple in it, and it lets water out. And this works really good, but they do really seem to like that fresh water in the pan for whatever reason. But one of the best things I love about this is it has a top to it where they can't get in there and mess the water up. So that's always a good thing. So in the wintertime, we try to feed our chickens a little bit higher protein, whatever that may be. It could be, hold on, the goat's trying to eat something over here. Just don't eat that, baby. So in the wintertime, we try to feed our chickens a higher protein amount of food, or their food having a higher protein value in it. Sometimes that's a supplemental outside of grain. Sometimes we do try to add in a little bit of corn because that does kind of heat them up on the inside. And we use whole corn. And also we give them some Boss sunflower seeds, so the black oil sunflower seeds. We kind of do a little mixture of that so they have a little bit of everything. And it gives them a chance to kind of scratch around and just so they have a little bit different things to eat for them for the winter. So I want to talk to you guys about heat lamps. And we've definitely had our purpose for using heat lamps, we thought, and it almost cost us our whole chicken coop area back over here. Earlier this year, or actually I guess last year at this point, we had a heat lamp, actually in this coop right here we're about to go show you. It came off its little nub looking thing, and it fell down. It was still plugged in, and it almost caught everything on fire. So let's go in and let's talk about this a little bit. So last October, I came outside in the morning, and on our metal roof, I thought there was some frost on there, and it was just kind of melting off, and it looked like steam, but what it was, there was smoke coming out of this doorway. And when I opened up the door, you couldn't see anything here besides smoke. And we have a little bit of scarring on the wood down here. You can see where it's still, we haven't really, this is really where it was. So our heat lamp was right here, and it was plugged in, and it fell, didn't bust, and you can see all the bedding we have, and it sat on that bedding and it just smoldered. And this whole area where I'm standing was just blackened, and it just kind of smoldered. It hadn't really took off yet. I would say I was about 15 minutes away from this thing just being engulfed. And unfortunately, I don't have any video of it, but we did make a video, so I'll link the video right up here. If you guys could go take a look at it, hopefully you will. But I will caution you on using heat lamps, especially like the cheaper kinds you get, because no matter how well you have this portion of it connected, which we thought we had it pretty connected, I mean, that won't come down. However, this little nub part that the light hooks onto, that's what actually failed. And it almost cost us all of our animals and our buildings. So very important. Now, I think there are some times when you do need a heat lamp. Probably here in Oklahoma, it's very, very few times where you actually need a heat lamp. But there may be, especially if you have new chickens. Hey, get down. Or some other little babies that you need to take care of. Or if you get to extreme cold, I can see where maybe possibly you may need a heat lamp. Just get the best possible ones. I know that a Premier one makes a really good lamp. It's all kind of enclosed and it seems very safe. There are some other type of heaters that are I can't think of the term of it, but it's like a zero radiant heater. It's like you can have it up against the wall, you can have it up on bedding, and it's not going to catch on fire. We haven't used those, but I have seen some really great reviews, and we've looked at them for some possible future purchases, but we just haven't done it yet. But if you are going to use them, just be very cautious. Check them every day, just like you do the water. Make sure all the little connectors are tightened and they're not going to fall down or they're not going to catch fire. All right, so in the summertime, things get a little bit different here in Oklahoma because we have some really hot, sticky summers. And, you know, temperatures past 100 degrees. So for us, especially being in an enclosed building like this, ventilation is a huge deal. And one of the things that we did, and as you can kind of see along this building, we have little ventilation holes that allow wind to go through and give them a much larger breeze. Now, if we know that there's going to be a storm or if we know there's going to be bad weather, we do try to close them just to minimize too much water getting in there. But it does allow that. And for winter, we keep them closed. And if we're in a really, really cold environment, we'd probably cover these up with plastic or something like that, so it would actually knock all the ventilation out of it that comes around all the cracks and the holes that we did to create them. So in the summertime, not only do we rely on natural wind to blow through the coops, we also put some fans. This is one from last summer. As you can tell, it gets pretty dirty with all the red dust here in Oklahoma. But you know, we have a window we can open up, turn on the fan, and that just creates a breeze for them. And it's just one other thing to give them a little bit of a breeze, a little bit more of a cool sensation for them. And they seem to really like it. So hopefully, you know, if you have the ability to have electricity in your coop or something like that, it may be a great option for you. Not needed, but a great option. So just a couple other things that we like to do during the summertime, especially when it comes to the feed or treats for them, is we take our leftover rinds for like our watermelons or cantaloupe or any kind of melons like that, and we freeze it. And then we'll come out here, we'll kind of break it up just like it is here, put it out for them, and then the chicken and the goats like to eat on it, and especially the chickens like to nibble on it. And as soon as it hits out here and it's 100 degrees, it starts thawing very quickly, and that's a great treat for them. Another thing that we like to do is we'll just take regular whole corn, sweet corn, and we'll put it in ice trays and freeze it, and then we'll dump that into their little pan of water. And as that melts, it kind of gives them a nice cool treat to have. Now, a couple other things I've seen. Now, this is not something that we do here, like at our homestead, but I have seen it in more of a drier climate. I've seen them set up more of like a misting system. It's pretty humid here in Oklahoma, so we try not to do that because that just added more humidity and moisture to the air, and it's just not very good for them. Well, folks, thanks for coming back and watching this 5th video. We really do appreciate it. And of course, if you haven't watched any of the other ones, there'll be a couple iCards up here. Make sure that you check it out. Definitely appreciate you guys coming back. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, hey, go ahead and click that subscribe button. Give us a big thumbs up. Leave us some comments. And again, always click that notification bell so you get notified that we have a video coming out every time we upload. So we definitely appreciate you guys. And from our homestead to yours, have a great evening.